Hey everyone. So here we are in the John Deere tractor and our sprayer. It's a fast 9518, so 1800 gallon sprayer, not self-propelled, but pull type. Hydraulic driven pump, 90-foot boom. My breakaways, they always swing out when it gets bumpy, but anyway, got the hose hooked up. We're gonna load some chemical. Got this really nice pump here this last year. It's built by Durapump, and it's an auto batch system, so you just put how many liters you want in there, and it'll pump that in. So if I go to auto, and then I want 100 liters right now. So the longer you hold it down, the faster it starts going. So we'll go right down to 100 liters. Almost. It just goes faster and faster, so it's really hard to get it right on, but we'll get close enough here. There we go. Come on. There we go. Open the valve here and go open this valve. There's a check valve in here, so nothing from the sprayer can flow back out. And then we just hit start. There you go. Counting down, loading up the chemical. And then after that, we're going to go load some water and go do some spraying. Okay, so here we are. We are at the field. Loading the water takes fairly long. We do it inside the dairy barn, is where we have a clean source of well water. So we usually do it in there. And here I am at our field. I generally spray at about 11 miles per hour, and that's what I'm going right here. The sprayer has 20-inch spacing on the nozzles and 90 feet wide, and it has auto leveling booms and everything, so in that case as you can see, the contour on the hills maybe a little bit, especially right in this area. There's a few dips, but we have some fields with pretty significant hills on them. So it has the NORAC UC4 boom height controller. So it's got 3 sensors, one on each end of the boom, and then one in the middle of the sprayer. And for this spring pre-burn or burn-off, I usually spray pretty low, especially for roundup, glyphosate. I try to get it as low to the ground as I can without having it drift, so the lower the better. And so I generally spray between 26 and 30 inches, just depending a little bit on the hill height. But there you can see the spray a little bit. It's hard to see in the daytime, but right there as you line up with the sprayer, you can see it a little bit. So yeah, that's what we spray usually in the spring. We do a pre-seed burn off, and we do a pass on all our fields. We generally have weeds and grass and all sorts of stuff growing, so that just helps the crop not having any competition to get out of the ground. And then later in the year, once it's about half a foot or a foot tall, 6 inches to a foot, we do some more in-crop spraying. And there I'm turning around. It's quite a wide machine to pull behind a tractor. I mean, I know there's bigger ones out there, 120-foot booms, maybe even 150 pull types, I'm not sure, but ours is 90. But we have quite a few smaller fields, like a couple fields that are only 6 to 10 acres, so we don't really want anything bigger to even turn around in those fields, because there's just no way to even swing that big a boom around in there. So Right now we're trying to get our fence set up with a GPS so we can maybe use it for in-crop spraying. It has a little bit smaller tires, not quite as heavy of a tractor, so we'll see if we can spray with that or get the GPS set up by the time we're ready to do some spraying, and then we'll see how that works. Fendt drives quite a bit smoother than a deer does, so it should help for bumpiness and all that stuff. And as for rates, right now we're doing for pre-burn, depending on how much weeds we've got. Usually we do about 0.67 liters per acre. That's kind of the recommended for just general weeds. And then if we have something where there's very heavy grass and sod and weeds and stuff, we go up to a liter and a quarter per acre, and that'll usually kill that stuff off pretty good. And I'm doing 7 gallons per acre is what I'm putting on the field. So with 1,800 gallons, I can cover about 2/4 sections, pretty close anyway. I'd have to do the calculations, but I can cover a lot of ground with that amount of water, so it seems to be doing a really good job. But yeah, thanks for watching. Everyone, thanks for your support. We're almost to 2,000 subscribers, so keep sharing, keep sending likes and comments, and I'm happy to answer if you have questions. And I'm hoping to continue to grow and bring you more content. So yeah, continue to enjoy the video.